I didn't really know what I wanted to say tonight. Quite frankly, I've been out of the loop on a lot of these things. Honestly, I've been out of the loop on a lot of these things. So I feel like I'm coming in blind with an open mind. I was approached late Saturday about the possibility of taking the spot. And I'll tell you, I think my life flashed before my eyes. And I don't say that jokingly because it did, and I'll tell you what I saw. I saw myself as a child being raised in this town by a lot of you in here. I saw myself being raised in the school system, running around Holly Hill, Coppinville, which by the way is a great year. Dawkins, the high school. You know, a lot of you that know my generation know about the state championships and all the fun that everything was. And I realized that nobody loves Enterprise any more than I do. Nobody loves the school system any more than I do. I was raised in it, served on this board before when I felt like it was necessary to serve on this board. A lot of you also know some of my struggles over the last 5 years, physically and otherwise. And the more I thought about it, because I didn't answer right away, the more I thought about it, the more I realized that everybody in here, either now or before or sometime in the future, is going to go through things a lot tougher than me. And so I didn't give myself a pass. I didn't think it was right for me to say no. So the fact that I love this town so much, love the school system, love all the teachers. I was hugging my first grade teacher in the grocery store the other day. My daughter and I shared the first grade teacher. I had her my first year, and my daughter had her last year. So I just couldn't say no. I felt like it was a duty. And I just want you to know that I will serve the best that I can, as honestly as I know how. And I'll be thinking about the one thing that we all know is the main thing, and that's these kids. This school system is the jewel of this town. I've said it before. You've heard it. And I think this town is a jewel of this state. I love them both dearly. And I just want you to know that my part of this, from now, for as long as I serve, is going to involve unity, and it's going to involve peace. And that's what I hope for this town and this school system, because frankly, there's really nothing more important than that's those kids. And so, not to go too far off being a new guy, but we've got to straighten this out. We've got to move forward. And I just want you to know again, I'm honored to have been asked, and I'll serve the best I know how. I guess that's it. Thank you.
And I too, like Doug, am a product of this school system, a product of this city, and I'm proud of it. We do need to move forward. I want you to know that my intentions on this board were pure from the beginning. Okay? Kids first is what I'm here about. Okay? Administration, teachers, support staff, I got your back. I appreciate the job you do. Okay? I came in under difficult circumstances, but like Doug just said, I'm here now and I'm ready to move forward, and we need to do that together. Thank you.
But my last one has to do with Section 2, Article 2.31. That, Ross, I don't think you followed it, and I don't know about some of the others, but let me read it. Advanced knowledge that certain codes of conduct and principles will be observed by the superintendent and board members promotes confidence. It promotes trust and provides an understanding and cooperation. delegation by the board of this executive power to the superintendent provides freedom for the superintendent to manage the schools with the board policies and procedures. In doing that, the board devotes its time to policy making, to judicial and evaluative purposes. That's in the board policy too. And it hasn't been followed. If it had been followed, I know Aaron well enough that he wouldn't be here. I do request you to think about what's happened over the past several years, and more specifically, what has happened since Wednesday. And realize that the confidence in three of you, the mayor and the city council, has been lost. To solve that problem, what three of you need to do is to resign. Amen.
I cannot believe that this many people have gathered together and not one of you called a board member with a problem, not one of you came to a meeting. If you had come, all of this wouldn't happen. All you had to do was and Dr. Miller and I have gotten along, and we're going to get along the day he walks out the door. But we're not having any communication. He will not speak to us. We can't have any communication with him. He said to the board attorney resigned, and he will not speak to us. So we don't know.
I'm going to respond to that, Ms. Young.
No, that's the truth.
I'm going to respond to
Well,
that. Yes, you're correct.
I am correct.
Yes, ma'am, but I will communicate with you. I contacted Mr. Barr, and we both mutually agreed under the pretense that Wednesday, certain members of the board tried to fire me prior to accepting my resignation, that I would communicate with Mr. Barr. Mr. Barr was extremely cooperative, and I appreciate that. And it was my understanding he went to you three and said he would be a liaison between me and you as we finished this out. I was doing that, trying to get through it.